just find your comfortable position. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Put your hands to where you feel comfortable. And try and find your breath. Feel your breath going in. And feel your breath going out. As you're breathing in, try to see what sensations are there. Maybe your belly expands. Or maybe you're breathing more into your chest. Maybe you feel the air passing through your nasal cavity. Or maybe you feel it going all the way down your throat. And as you're breathing out, try to see what kind of sensations accompany that motion. Do you feel the contraction of the belly muscles? Or do you feel the shoulders drop maybe? Maybe it's even different from you and you feel a wave of relaxation coming over you. And with every breath, try to make the in-breath just a little bit longer and the out-breath just a little bit slower. Maybe by now you feel your belly processing the dinner you just ate. And then as we continue, try to see if you can breathe all the way towards your toes. Just visualize the air going all the way down through your legs. And as you breathe out, feel the legs relax into the breath. And try to do this 2 more times, breathing in all the way to the tips of your toes. And breathing out, relaxing the legs. With your next inhale, try to move your breath towards your pelvic area and your lower belly. And as you breathe out, try to relax that entire area. With the next inhale, try to focus your attention on your diaphragm, expanding the upper belly, and breathing out, relaxing that entire area. On the next inhale, focus your attention on your chest area and your shoulders. Breathe in, expanding that entire area. And breathing out, relaxing. With your next in-breath, breathe all the way to your fingertips. And exhale, relaxing the entire arm and hands. Try to breathe towards the top of your head, your skull. And breathing out, relaxing all the muscles of the neck, the face, and your hairline. And now, as you keep breathing, breathe towards your belly button, and I'm going to sound the bell 3 times. As you hear the bell die out, gently open the eyes and come back. Awesome, you guys. I want to ask you to massage your feet and massage your hand for just a couple minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this class. As I heard some people had minor inconveniences after the class, I want to point out once again and get a little firm with you guys. You have to take care of your own body during this class. Even though the postures might look very different on everybody, I cannot at all see what the sensations are going to be in the inside of your body. So you have to feel where your edges are, and you have to make sure that you stay within the comfortable region of your body. So I'm trusting you that you will be able to do that. And I'm also going to keep an eye on you in case I see something that might be a little off. This class is about love, and most people feel love in their heart area, and we're also going to work with that heart area a little bit today. And there's a heart meridian in our body, which is one of the energy paths of our body, and that's actually right here. So we're going to work a little bit with the arms today, trying to open up that pathway. So if you're going to think that there's some of the poses might not do a whole lot, you might be surprised at what you might notice after the class. So if your head starts talking to you, just be aware of that, and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, for the first pose, I want to ask you to all come into diamond pose, which is in which I'm sitting right now. So just sort of sit on your knees, but sit on a meditation pillow or something. I always sit up on something. Is that available for you, Vila, or is it too much? Okay, then for you, just stay in lotus pose or half lotus or anything that works for you. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take the right arm, we're going to bring it up, and then let it drop towards your hands, towards your shoulder blades. I'm going to turn around, show you. And it's just this easy posture, and this is where we're going to stay. The only thing you can do to sort of intensify the stretch maybe just a little is to just look forward, straight forward, so that your head doesn't go like this because of your arm. And if that's too much on your arm, just move your arm a little bit to the side, and then you can just straighten your neck. You always have to remember that your neck is also a part of your spine, and for you to be able to breathe properly, you want the spine to be as straight as possible. And then as we're here, try to see what happens, and try to breathe. Try to breathe towards the belly area, And maybe you feel a little bit of warmth going along the side of your armpit, or you feel a tingling sensation in your elbow or your hands. And breathe towards your belly. If you want to take your gaze inside by closing your eyes, then please do so, as it makes it easier for you to feel what's going on the inside. And keep breathing. You're doing good. If your head is talking to you, your mind is speaking to you about to-do lists or maybe things you did today, then just notice and let it go. Doing great. 2 more breaths. And then you can gently open your eyes, straighten your arm, and move it all the way down next to your body. Great. We'll go to the other side. Just lift it up on your inhale, and then exhale, dropping the head down towards the shoulder blades. Straightening the neck again. And try to feel what's going on. But also be aware of the things that are going on in the right arm, the one we just did. Maybe you feel a little bit of warmth there, or a tingling sensation in your hand. And as we're here for a little bit longer, maybe you start to notice things going on in your left arm. Or maybe in between your shoulder blades. Try to look at all the sensations with a sense of compassion, no judgment, just noticing, just observing what's there, without the desire to change it, and without the desire to label it. You're doing great. Just 2 more breaths. And next, inhale, straighten the arm. And on the exhale, float the arm all the way down. Great. Try to feel what that did. Maybe you feel a rush of warmth going through that left arm now, or maybe a little tingling. It's all good. Just let it sit back and just try to feel what it's doing right now. Good. The next pose, we're just gonna take the right hand and flip it all the way around. And then you're gonna grab the opposite elbow like this. Is it clear for everyone? Yeah, okay. You're gonna just place that hand on your leg or next to you, whichever works for you. Just create a little bit of tension in your shoulder area on the right side. If it's too much, you can also just grab the elbows like this. Then it's just a little bit easier on your shoulders. And if it's still too much, that's fine too. Then don't grab the elbow, just grab your shirt at the back of your, at the back. And then try and breathe. Try to feel what this does. And as you're there, lean your head towards the left and feel the stretch along the right side of your neck. It's just this gentle stretch. No need to show off. No need to hurt yourself. And we're always staying within this 80% limit, never going full out. And then try to breathe towards your belly again. Doing great. Keep breathing. On the next exhale, let go of the arm. And see what happens. Maybe shake out the arm a little bit. And then we're going to go to the other side. Taking the left hand and swimming it all the way around to grab the elbow, your shirt, or your elbow, or anything that works for you. And then place your hand to where it's comfortable for you. And then as you're ready, tilt your head towards your right shoulder and feel a gentle stretch in your neck. Try to stay upright whilst you're doing this. Doing great. And remain that focus on your breath. Breathing in and out towards your belly. Maybe while you're doing this, you feel the left shoulder coming down with every out breath. Not because you're forcing it down, but just because it's happening. And as most of you are probably in a room where nobody else can hear them, if you want to sigh it out by just breathing in and going, ah, please do so. Let go of all the stress of the day, all the to-do lists, and everything that you feel you need to do tomorrow. This time is just for you. You carved it out of your schedule. And it's for you to connect and relax. On your next inhale, straighten your neck and let go of the arm. And take 3 breaths, just feeling what all this did. Maybe feel the rush of blood. Maybe feel the tingling sensation in your fingertips. Good. The next pose, we're going to be, and Vera, we're going to figure something out. I'm going to come to you. We're just going to put the toes on the mat, and then we're going to sit down onto our heels, stretching out the toes and the feet, and looks can be perceiving on this one. This is usually a pretty tough stretch for most people as we are so used to having our feet in our shoes. So if it gets too much, just gently move your weight a little bit forward and then try to see what works for you. If you can sit up straight, that's great. But if you're here or anywhere else, maybe you're even like this and you're stretching your toes, that's fine too. We're going to hold it for a little bit, so it's going to get a little heavier after. Vera, for you, the only thing I can come up with is just holding the toes and trying it like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Oh, it's black, right? Just stretching it by grabbing the toes and pulling them towards you. And then breathe. Especially as the pose is getting harder, try to breathe towards your feet as we did in the beginning of class. As you might have noticed during that exercise, it's more of an intention than it is a physical exercise. Of course, it's more of thinking of your feet and sending the energy that way. As I think most of you have enough by now, we're just going to gently move forward again. And then we're going to straighten the feet out flat on the floor. So we're just going to, and then when we do that, try to see if you have like a pillow or something, which you can put here in the front. And just put your knees on that. Try to make sure that it's not too high, but it's because we're stretching out the opposite side, so to say. You can also stay like this by floating the knees, but I often feel like that's too much for me. So see where you're at. When I use my meditation pillow, I always use the edge because it's too high up for me if I put it higher up. Was it visible for you too, Yvonne? Or did you need a little bit extra information? You just want to flatten your feet on the floor, putting the nails on the ground, and then sit back just a little. Fair out for you. Try to see if you can just do it like this again. I thought your butterfly was pretty good, right? Yeah, great. And as you're there, in whichever position you are, try to breathe and try to feel the stretch of the ankle and of your toes. Again, it looks easy, but it's not often that easy. It's not something we do all the time. So if it's too much, just come back to any position that works for you right now. And breathe towards your belly. You're doing good. Okay, gently move your hands back and gently put your weight back onto your knees. Great. And now that we're here, for all the non-pregnant people, I mean, there are a couple of you, so, keep your legs together. And then just lay your head down as you exhale, and keeping the arms next to your body, next to your legs. For the little bit pregnant people, just widen your knees just a little bit. Not too much though, because I don't want the groin to hurt. But I also want to ask you, yeah, great, doing good, Vera, for you. You're going to get a little bit ahead of everybody because we're going to do this one again, but for you, it works to do this. And just leave your head on the floor for now, okay? Don't move your nose towards it. Doing great. In every position that you are in right now, try to breathe towards your belly again. And I know it's a little harder, as there are now knees in the way. Try to see that as a nice balance between your belly that wants to expand towards your upper legs and your upper legs pushing back. You might feel that your breath goes more towards your upper back, as it has no room to expand in your lower belly. If you feel that, you might feel that the in-breath really stretches between your shoulder blades. Try to ease into all that. At this point, you might feel the nervous system slowing down, your heart rate slowing down. Maybe you feel that you warm up a little. Even though all these poses might seem simple to you, and your brain might be talking to you, what are you doing? Your body might start to feel the effects of it, heating itself up, digesting. Maybe you feel a stretch in your neck, and that's all good. If it's too much for you at some point, try to lie on your back. You're doing great. With the next inhale, come up vertebrae by vertebrae. And come onto your back. Except for your anus, stay there. I'm coming back to you. As you're on your back, try to scoot towards the left side of your mat. Come all the way to your left side. And as you're there, try to take your right foot over to the other side of the mat and take the left foot there as well. And you take your hands overhead and move them to that right side of the mat as well. And we call this, surprise, surprise, banana pose. So you're sort of like a banana on your mat. Your hips are on one side of the mat, and your arms and your hands and your feet are going to be on the other side of the mat. And then as you're there, try to relax into that position. Could you see it, Chris, or you want me to do it again? You just move your hips to one side, and then you're going to be well, basically like this on your mat. Irena, for you, I want to ask you to sit down on that little stool you have. So you take and then see what works for you. See if you want to put your legs like this. And then what I want to ask you to do is take your left hand and move it over to that side. But take that hand, if you can still reach the floor, and try and place it on the floor so you can lean on it a little. Is this comfortable? Great. You're doing good. Keep breathing towards your belly again. And try to lean into the stretch. But make sure that it's never going beyond that 80% that we talked about. Because this is one of those sneaky poses that sneaks up on you. When you come out of it, you're going to feel it. Doing great. Keep breathing. And feel that left side opening up. Doing great. On your next inhale, move your hands back to that left side of the mat. And then gently, gently move your legs back to that side. And then just feel it, just for a second. Breathe a couple of times here. Just feel it. Let the feet drop to the sides, heels inward, toes outward. And breathe. And then as you're ready, scoot yourself over to the right side of your mat, being in one straight line. And then move your left foot over to the left side of the mat. Move your right foot over to the left side of the mat. And then move your hands over to that side, to the left side. Feeling the stretch on the right side of your body. Great. And everybody was so intelligent. We're doing the other side. Doing great, Irene. And again, breathe towards your belly. Feeling the compression on the left side of the body and the stretch on the right side of the body. Try to explore where you feel this sensation the most. Maybe it's in your armpits. Maybe it's in your hip area. Or maybe today your skin feels a little tight and it's more around the belly area. Wherever it is, it's fine. We're just exploring, just noticing, no judgment, no labeling. Take a couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, move your arms back over your head. Then gently move your legs back to be in a straight line. Let the feet, let the toes drop outward, heels inward, and just relax on the floor for a couple of breaths. Then breathe towards that belly. Feeling the movement in your belly, feeling the digestion. Okay, for the next pose, easily sit up with your next inhale. And as we just talked about that chair, this is your moment to shine. Grab a chair or multiple pillows or anything that works for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a standing pose. This is a little different than what we did before. What I want you to do is to just put the feet about hip width apart. And then on the exhale, just move forward. If you need, please do bend the legs and try and place your upper body onto the upper legs. And then if you feel like it, you can grab the opposite elbows and let your head just hang. Now, why I ask you to pull up a chair is because it might be a little bit too much pressure on your lower back. So what you want to do is just place your hands here, or let the arms hang, and then just let the top of the head be supported by the chair. Is that clear for everybody? Yeah. And as always, keep breathing. And try to feel this pose in your lower back. This is what the area that we're targeting with this pose. If you feel that there's too much pressure coming on your neck, then please back away from the chair just a little bit and try to see if you're okay with just letting the head dangle in the air. Doing great. Keep breathing towards that belly area. And feel the length of your entire spine, which is being lengthened by gravity at the moment. Feel the energy coming up through your legs with every inhale. And then feel the energy dropping down through your head, through your arms, with every exhale. Doing great. And the next inhale, come up vertebrae by vertebrae, real slowly. I know my head falls off, so I'm just gonna squat, but stay up, stand upright just a little bit, and feel the blood coming down from your head, from your face, going all the way down to your feet again. For some people who might have low blood pressure, this is where they're gonna feel a little bit wobbly. Just make sure that you get that blood back to your toes, everything to where you're expecting it to be. Great. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the chair again. And then when we're there, we're gonna sit on the butt skin. And Vera already practiced this pose. We're gonna do air release pose. So you're just gonna hug your knees into your chest. And then just lay your head down on the floor for now. This is a pose that might work well with your abdomen. Came up with something for you, Irene. Let me think about this. Oh yeah, this is where I thought you might use the either the chair we just used or the little chair, yeah. And you come into a squat position, but make sure you keep it a little bit more narrow than we normally do with squat. And you're just gonna hold your ankles. Yeah, if that's possible, you have to feel that out. If you're gonna hold your knees, that's fine too. It's just, you wanna have that sensation of your knees coming into your chest just a little bit. And then breathe. Doing great. Feeling the belly expand towards your knees and to your upper legs. And feeling the legs fight back, push back just a little. Expanding the chest. Doing great, you guys. Keep breathing. And whatever your head came up with at this moment in time, try to let it go with your next out breath. Your next in-breath, fill the entire body with air, with awareness. And on the out-breath, let everything go. And then if you're ready, gently rock yourself forward to a seated position. Yes, rocking it out. Awesome. Okay, next pose we're gonna do is called straddle, but we're gonna do it a little differently today. So where we normally do this with straddle, we're now just gonna keep it about half a leg lengths apart. So it's just gonna be a mat width or something like that. So it's gonna be more like a closed leg forward fold, but we're gonna do it with just a little bit of space. And then what you wanna do is, what I normally do is I take away my my butt cheeks just a little, so I have my sits bones fully grounded onto the floor. And then with the next exhale, we hinge from the hips, and we're just gonna relax into this position. And remember, everywhere where you end this pose, like where your final position is fine. If it's going to be here, that's fine. It's going to be further down, that's fine. I can't show you, but you're doing great. Awesome. Yeah, and if you need a little bit more space, take a little bit more space. If you're good there, then you just want to feel it along your spine. Awesome. No need to exaggerate anything. And you guessed it. And go back to your breath. And try to breathe in and out towards that belly. Feeling your back open up. Keep breathing. And on your next inhale, come up vertebrae by vertebrae until you're fully erect in your spine. Awesome. And scoot down just a little. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a pillow or maybe multiple pillows underneath your bum and just lift up on that. Remember that this is mostly to do with the blood flow. That means that your heart is actually higher than your head right now. But if you want a little bit more stretch, you can also put a little bit more pillows up there. Irene, I'm going to come back to you because you're going to get a whole different thing if you want. Does this work for you? Are you sure? Now when you're there, breathe. Yeah, great. Make sure that there's not too much pressure on your upper back area and your neck. Yeah. Doing great. Keep breathing towards that belly. And try to feel what's happening. Like I said, your heart is a little bit higher than your head, which gives a whole different sensation to your body. Maybe you feel a tingling sensation in your upper legs. Or maybe you feel a little bit of pressure in your upper belly because you just ate. Maybe you feel the blood rush towards your face. Or maybe you just feel the relaxation of the lower back and the legs. Keep breathing towards your belly. And try to find the ease and the relaxation within this pose. Gonna stay here one more minute. If that's too much for you, lower the pillows, gonna come down into your butt. You're doing great. Keep breathing. With your next inhale, lift up your hips and take away the pillows and everything else that was underneath your buttocks. Place your heels on the outside of your mat and then just let the knees drop into one another. Just like this. Feel the lower belly relax. Place your hands on your belly, feeling the movement within. And feeling the entire body relax. On the next inhale, we're going to move into happy baby. For those who know it, try to move there. For those who don't, pull up the knees towards your chest and then let them be on the outside of your body. What you're going to do is you're going to grab your feet, outsides of your feet. Yes, like that. Great, Darren. And if that's too much for you, then that's fine. Just hold the creases of your knees. Pull them like this. Just make sure that your neck is able to relax on the floor and your shoulders are planted in the floor. If you want to have a little bit more support, you can also place your bum on that pillow again, which makes it a little bit easier to round the spine. Takes a little bit of pressure off. Yeah, great. If you're able, then try to take your feet as wide as your knees. If that's not available to you, then please leave the feet more together. I'm going to show you from a different angle, just to make sure that you guys can see. Yeah. If that's too much, then it's fine to keep the heels together. Find whichever works for you. And if it's really a posture that you did so many times already, and try to experiment as well with the different sensations if you come into a different position. And if you're comfortable there, I'm perfectly comfortable in having you there. If you want, you can also come to this one. Awesome. And as always, keep breathing. And try, especially in the poses that are harder to you, try to breathe towards your belly. This is actually a pose that's similar to the squat position. And people who are struggling with this pose usually struggle with it because there's not enough room in that hip area, which is very common. So don't worry about it. Be wherever you are. And you're doing great. Awesome. Next inhale, gently let go of feet and drop them down. We're going to end with a big surprise for my classes. We're going to end with twists, so make yourself up for the twist. Just place your hands in a T position, and this time we're just going to come into it by dropping the knees towards the left side. If you want to scoot over just a hair to the right side, that might make it easier to come into the position, and then drop the knees to the left side. Are you good, Irene, or do you want some modification? Okay. And keep breathing towards your belly. Even if your cat is getting curious. And breathe. Try to feel the stretch. And if the stretch for any reason is becoming too much, then please pat yourself with a pillow as I'm doing right now. Remember that every day is different. Every moment of the day is different. And so every time you practice, your body is just going to be that little bit different. And a thing that might have been accessible to you in a different class might be harder for you this time or today. And that's fine. We just practice from where we are, taking the help we need, and making sure that the body can relax. In your next inhale, use your left hand to bring your knees back up. And then scoot yourself just a hair to the left side. And drop your knees to your right side. That's how you fixed it, Eileen. Awesome. And if you feel comfortable enough, look into your left hand for this. Remembering the spine is the neck is an extension of the spine. And so it's an integral part of this twist. Keep breathing towards your belly. Keep coming back to the breath. You're doing absolutely awesome. Just a couple more breaths. Now on the next inhale, use your right hand to bring your knees back up towards the ceiling. And make yourself super comfy in Shavasana, the final relaxation pose. Take your blanket, maybe take a pillow underneath your knees. I'm not sure everybody knows what I mean by that, but with a pillow under your knees, I just mean that maybe it's more relaxing for you to just go like this and not straighten your knees all the way. And then once you find your pose, relax into it. Gently close your eyes. And sink into your breath. your lower back sink into the mat. Feel you are supported by the mat, and ultimately supported by the earth that is underneath your mat. If your shoulders have a tendency to crawl up to your ears, and try to scoot them down just an inch. And let all the muscle tension go. Feel the sensations of all the poses we just did. Maybe feel where your body is now in a state of relaxation. Feel your breath going in and going out. as you hear the bell die out, gently deepen your breath and bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes. And as you're ready, stretch out the entire body by stretching the arms overhead and stretching the toes down. Maybe taking your knees and hugging them into your chest, rolling onto your lower back. And as you feel you're ready, gently roll on to your right side in a fetal position. And stay there with your eyes closed for just a couple more breaths. On the next inhale, use your left hand to push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And keeping the eyes closed, keeping the gaze inward. And as you're ready, move your hands in front of your heart in prayer position, Anjali Mudra. And gently bow the head down. Place your thumbs onto your forehead, tilting the head slightly back. And then folding all the way forward from your hips, placing the hands on the floor and your forehead on the floor if that's possible for you. Next inhale, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, hands in front of the heart. And then we whisper, Namaste.